Let's talk about how to handle data from other sources. In this section, I'm going to teach you how to create mock data sources for testing. I'll also show you how to mocking asynchronous services in unit testing. Let's talk about how to create mock data sources for testing in Jest. You are going to learn what is mock data sources, why do we need them, and how to write unit tests using mock data sources. First of all, I'm going to teach you the mock functions. It makes it easy to test the links between code by erasing the actual implementation of a function. Let's say you are building a real enterprise level application and you have a different dependencies like some another API call or maybe database, and then you don't need to use the exact actual implementation of the database. You can create the mock function. With the help of mock function, you can capture the function calls. You can also capture the parameters passed in those calls. Callback is a perfect example. You can check, did this function call the callback function? You can also capture the instances of constructor functions. If you're using mock function, you can also check the return values. I've already attached the source code. You have to open it. We have a for each method inside the util.js. It's a simple for each method. If you have used array.forEach, it is the same method. So I would like to write the implementation for each method. So let me show you. Here we have. I don't have any method. Let's say I would like to calculate the sum of numbers. Let's say that I would like to apply for each to multiple functions. Let's say apply for each on subtraction or whatever you want to say. But I don't have a method for the sum or subtraction. So you can create the mock function here. You can take the same example from the database case. Let's say we have a DB. Let's say I have a DB, db.js. Inside the DB, we have a functions. Let's say module.exports. I'm going to define some function. Let's say it is going to save the post in MongoDB. Save the post in MongoDB. Let's assume this is the actual implementation of saving the post. But if our database is down, let's say, because when you will send the request to MongoDB, it will take some time. If you're writing the unit test, it will take some time. So you can create the mock function for create. You can create mock function just like that. Here we have mock function. I have written the test case. This is our mock function. Just provide jest.fn to create the mock function. It will take the callback. Whatever element will you add, it is going to add the 42. Here I'm going to call the for each function. Now you can use for each function with any mock function. The first argument is 0 and the 1. I have provided the array and I use the mock callback. So you can check some assertion on the mock property, mock callback.mocks.call.length to be 2, because this mock function will be called 2 times. Let me show you. I'm going to run the test. Our test has passed. If you will write here 1, you will see the error. I got the error. You can see that because it has called only 2 times. You can also write assertion only based on argument. If you will log this property, you will get this array. So I'm gonna log this one. Let me show you what is inside this one. Here you will see the value console.log. There is an array inside another array. So 0 means this is the first argument. 0, 0 means the first argument. And this 1, 0 means we have the second argument. The second argument is 1. So you can also test the return value. You can also get result from the results property. The result is 42 and then the result will be 43 because 0 plus 42 is 42. Similarly, you can create another mock function for multiplication. This time I'm gonna use the for each implementation, and I have provided the mock function. Like, the multiplication function does not exist. The actual implementation does not exist for this multiplication function. That's why I created the mock function. So you can create as many mock function to test this for each method. Here I use the same because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it will call 5 times. The first argument is 0. The result of the second call is 42, and the result will be 4 plus 42. It should be 46. The result of third argument, because it will add the 42. I'm gonna run the test. Received 168. Oh yeah, I got it. I'm using the multiplication. 42 multiplied by 4. I think the result should be 168. Awesome, everything is passed now. So you can use the same mock function, and we have the for each method. I would like to test the for each method for subtraction method. This method does not exist. That's why I created the mock function. So you can create the mock function for your DB calls. You can create mock function for, let's say, external third-party API, let's say reading a file, or maybe fetching data from external third-party service. Now you got the point. You can write or create mock function for any implementation. Let's say DB calls will take 5 seconds or maybe 10 seconds, and external reading file, let's suppose it will take 5 seconds, and fetching data from external service, let's say it will take 15 seconds. So this is a lot of work. 10 plus 5, 15 plus 30 seconds to run the each test. That's a lot of time. So what you can do, you can create the mock function for DB call. Let's say mock function for DB calls. This function will take 0 seconds. Let's say that, because it is a mock function. It's just a simple function. We will return some simple values. You can do the same stuff for, you can create the mock function for external DB. It will take 1 second. Let's say 1 second. It will take another 1 second. Now you can run your test very faster way. That is why mock functions are very useful. You can learn more about the mock function by checking the documentation of Jest.